Hey guys, welcome to day 6 of the Dismembered Wife Murder Trial. Georgia v. Nicholas Kassotis, Mr. Wackadoodle. William Doherty, one of Mindi's professors in political science at Armstrong Atlantic State University, said Mindi was a funny, happy, driven young woman that had ambition to spare. Now, watching a trial on how her light was put out is hard for anyone who loved her. It's so sad. So sad. I don't understand what this guy's plan was. Was this just his way of just sitting on his butt at the house doing nothing all day to lie to her parents and be like, we're in danger so we can't go out? Like, what was his motive? I mean, I get, like, he wanted to be with the other woman, and that's why he didn't divorce her. I guess he figured he didn't want to give her any of his money, so he didn't want to divorce her because he already owed his first ex 1.5 mil. That part I can understand. I don't approve, of course, but I can understand. But what was with all the Jim McIntyre we're in danger stuff? Like, I don't understand this case at all. It's uber creepy and uber bizarre.
You seated? So we still have to wait. Are we ready to proceed this morning?
We may need to have some discussion about scheduling.
Okay.
We don't need to approach. We have three witnesses this morning. There's our 2 witnesses to follow. I don't expect them to be here until after lunch. I expect the first 3 witnesses to last no longer than maybe 45 minutes, which would put us at about 10:45 when I've exhausted those witnesses. So then we have to decide what to do, to try to fill the gap with Agent Sands or take an early lunch.
Okay.
So if I could just, my understanding is that either way, we will be able to finish the state's case. My hope is by this afternoon.
Okay.
That would mean then that we are now a lot of time ahead of schedule is my hope. So that said, we also kind of cut through a lot of Agent Sands' audio already. So now it's just the questioning. So I really would rather just do Agent Sands after lunch, if that's okay.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
What's the situation with the defense?
At this time, Your Honor, we need to make a decision as to whether or not my client is going to testify.
Yes, sir.
We're going to wait on that decision until obviously after the state finishes up and I do my motions for direct verdict. So if he does decide to testify, then I would, depending on where we end today, but I would expect it to be later in the day, I would ask that we start with his testimony in the morning, since we are, I guess, a little ahead of schedule.
All right, and you did mention some other witnesses who may be traveling from out of state.
Right. And at this point, we're not going to be calling those witnesses, Your Honor. So, to the extent that we put on a case, it would be my client.
Okay.
Okay. Let me also ask you if I can, or I can wait until. I don't know how you normally do the directed verdicts in here. So, I assume after the state's case in chief is complete.
Just send the jury out.
You send the jury out.
And you
Okay.
make your motion.
Okay. I won't raise it then until after you excuse the jury.
Okay.
And I just was going to say, counsel and I discussed some of this before the court joined us. So I don't have an objection to his client testifying to start the day tomorrow. If we
Yeah, I've got
complete.
no problem with that. I mean, we've already scheduled it, and we assumed that we would go that far. So I don't have a problem, even if we're finished by 3 or 4 this afternoon. I don't have a problem with ending the day, allowing you to consult with your client and then make the announcement the next morning.
And I still need to provide the court with the jury charges,
Yes, sir.
and as I said yesterday, it's gonna be this evening probably before I get those over.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll bring the jury.
There is one video witness, the court recalls that, right?
Right.
Okay.
Is that going to be first, or? No?
third.
Okay,
Yes, third.
yes, sir.
So what now? They're gonna have they're gonna go to lunch early? What was that? I had to let Belle out. I missed it. Oh, for those of you who didn't see, the hole punch worked great. I got her completely done. The hole punch was the perfect size. That little tail. She's all ready to go to the Halloween party with me. She's gonna sit in my fanny pack.
All right, everyone, please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Good morning. I want to follow up on something that we will end the presentation of the evidence in the next couple of days. So if you would bear with us and remain vigilant as you have throughout the course of this trial. I do want to confirm again that there were no issues regarding access to any media coverage or anything like that. Any issues? All right, well, thank you very much, and we'll go ahead and get started. Mr. McConnell, you may proceed.
Chris Choplak. He's in the witness room.
What now?
Good morning, sir. Please raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please have a seat.
Would you state your name, please?
Chris Chaplak,
Would you spell your last name, please?
Czaplak.
Where? From San Diego to testify in this case?
I did.
In California.
San Diego.
In your current employment,
I have my own law firm,
what's the name of that?
Homefront Group.
And what kind of cases does your firm handle?
We focus primarily on VA disability claims and appeals.
Are you yourself an attorney?
I am.
When and where did you get your law degree?
I graduated from American University's Washington College of Law in 2009.
Have you served in the United States Navy?
I have.
For how long?
20 years.
And what was your position in the Navy?
I originally started out as a submarine officer, spent 6 years in that community. An opportunity to go to law school on active duty came up. attended American University and spent the rest of my career as a Judge Advocate General, well, in the Judge Advocate General's Corps.
Where did you attend college?
The United States Naval Academy,
How long did you go to the Naval Academy?
4 years.
And from the Naval Academy, where did you go in the Navy?
After graduating from the academy, I went through the Navy's nuclear training pipeline, started off in Charleston, South Carolina, went to Saratoga Springs, New York, and then Groton, Connecticut, before reporting to my first submarine in Pearl Harbor.
Do you know the defendant in this case, Nicholas Kassotis?
I do.
Do you see him in the courtroom?
I do. He's sitting at the defendant's table.
How do you know him?
I met Nick in 2009 when I reported to Norfolk, Virginia for my first assignment as a JAG.
And what was his position in the Navy?
He was also a JAG. He was assigned as a defense counsel in Norfolk. We were at the Navy Legal Service Office. I started off very briefly doing legal assistance and then moved over to working defense with a number of JAGs, Nick included.
What was your relationship to him?
We were colleagues, we were friends. We got along very well when we met in Norfolk. I don't recall trying a case with him in Norfolk, but we collaborated often. We discussed our own cases, discussed strategy, discussed approaches to witness and evidence.
Did you have occasion to go to Italy?
I did. After my tour in Norfolk, I took what's called a hot fill billet, short notice emergency opening for the Senior Defense Counsel. So I was in charge of the defense attorneys that covered Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, and my home base was Naples, Italy.
Did you have occasion to practice law involving the defendant while you were in Italy?
I did. So Nick, around that time, also transferred to Italy. He was stationed in Sigonella, Sicily. He was on the government side, so he prosecuted cases in that area. He also worked with advising the base commander.
Roughly from when to when were you in Italy?
2011 to 2013.
And was the defendant in Italy during that same time period?
We overlapped for most of that, yes.
I'm showing you now what's been previously admitted, State's Exhibit number 2.32.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recognize the person that's shown in this photograph?
I do. That's Mindi Kassotis.
Now, how did you know her?
I met her around 2016. I had learned that Nick had remarried, and Mindi was his new wife. We met in DC in 2016, and then had the occasion to interact at least one more time after that. I believe we had dinner in Norfolk. I was able to have dinner with them when they were visiting.
At some point, did your and the defendant's career paths diverge?
Yes.
Judy, is that his mom?
Actually, we had a couple conversations, Nick and I, about what he wanted to do. He had debated whether to leave active duty or not.
Okay, cool.
This is a typical conversation that everybody, on
Hey,
active
Ken.
duty has at some point. We debated the pros and cons. He decided he wanted to follow a path that required him to get off active duty. So he left the Navy after spending some time in DC. I continued on active duty. My payback for going to law school was significant, so I wasn't going to be eligible to even resign before I had 15 years in. And at that point, I might as well do the other 5 and get to 20.
At some point, did you lose contact with him?
Yes. The last time I saw Nicholas and Mindi was in Norfolk sometime between 2016 and 2018. I left Norfolk in 2018 for San Diego, and I had stayed in touch my wife and I had stayed in touch with both of them, and my first indication that that we had lost contact was when a Christmas card was returned, that the address was invalid.
That would have been on or about what year?
Probably 2018, 2019 timeframe. It was after I was in San Diego.
At some point after that, did he reconnect?
Yeah, it was sometime later, but I hadn't heard from him in years, and then around July of 2022, he reached out to me with a new email address. When the Christmas card had bounced back, I emailed him and I tried to call him, but the email address was no longer valid and the phone number was disconnected. So July 2022 was that was the first time I had heard from him, and it was from a new email. We exchanged some messages, found a time to set up a call. He provided me with a new phone number, and we had a call to catch up that month.
And during that conversation, was there any discussion by him about a name change?
Yes, he had, so one of the topics was why I hadn't heard from him in so long. And he explained that he and Mindi were changing their names, were getting new social security numbers, were getting new passports and driver's license. He explained the reason behind that was that he had learned that the family he thought that he was the biological child of, he wasn't. He explained that who he thought were his biological parents and brother had been filing false complaints to the two bars that he belonged to, Virginia and Massachusetts. He was getting alerts on his credit history that people were opening accounts in his name, and learned later that who he thought was his family was behind that. So to avoid all of that, he and Mindi had cut off all communication and started changing their identity.
Did he describe Mindi's condition?
He did. In July, in that July 2022 conversation, he said that Mindi was pregnant and that they knew that the gender was a girl. And I was very excited for him. That was another big topic of that phone call. It was, I was happy for him. I thought that was great.
Was there any conversation about him writing short stories?
Yes. He also, as we were catching up, he told me how he had started creative writing as a hobby, and that had turned into a pretty significant thing that he did. He wrote a number of short stories that he had published on the website Reddit, and one of them in particular had kind of garnered the interest of someone in Hollywood, and he might get that story optioned as a screenplay.
When was the next time you spoke with him?
So I didn't hear from him again until March of the next year, so 2023.
And tell the jury how that conversation went.
So he sent a connection request on LinkedIn, and I thought that was good news because I know that he had tried to keep a very low profile, and so I accepted it as soon as I saw it. I messaged him. He asked if I had time to catch up. We found a time on our schedules where we could do another phone call. And so sometime in early March, we connected again on the phone.
And what did he tell you during that phone conversation?
Early in the call, I asked him how Mindi was doing because I figured the baby must have been born at this point, and he mentioned that she had passed away. He explained that she had complications with the pregnancy, that she'd had high blood pressure and there had been some issues with her heart, that she had been hospitalized at least once, but that sometime before she could give birth, she passed away.
At any time, did you ever discuss with him the nature of his employment?
Yes, in that first call in July, natural question was, what have you been up to, since you left the Navy? And he said he was involved in a startup that had something to do with cybersecurity, that they had some product or service that had access to the dark web to identify cybersecurity threats, and that he was filling like a general counsel role, sort of advising them on legal issues.
How did you learn about Mindi's death?
Well, the phone call where he said she died of natural causes was sort of the first time I heard that she died, but some weeks later, a mutual friend of ours forwarded me a news article about her disappearance, that her remains had been found, and that Nick was was the primary suspect.
And based upon receiving that information, what did you do?
Well, so I felt that what he had told me in an earlier conversation was important information that the authorities should know. So I contacted the tip line that was in the news article. I spoke with an agent from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and recounted the phone conversations I'd had with Nick, tried to be as accurate as possible and as factual as possible.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Doug Weinstein. I'm representing Nick Kassotis in this case. When Nick reached out to you in March of 2023 with a LinkedIn request, do you remember his LinkedIn profile?
I don't.
He reached out to you from a LinkedIn request under the name Nicholas Stark. Do you recall that?
Yes,
It was not Nick Kassotis, correct?
that's correct.
Okay, no further questions. Thank you.
Can the witness be excused? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
It took me 2 days, but I figured it out.
Angela Venn is our next witness.
You would think blankets would be easier than this, but I suck at blankets. I don't know why. I was like 18 times the charm.
Good morning, ma'am.
Did it over and over and
Before you have
over.
a seat, please raise your right hand and face the clerk.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated, ma'am.
Would you state your name, please?
My name is Angela Evans Wynn,
How do you spell your last name?
Wynn,
And where do you live?
in Smyrna, Tennessee, about 30 minutes outside of Nashville, Tennessee.
How long have you lived in Tennessee?
About 10 years now?
Are you married?
Yes,
How long have you been married?
10 years this November.
Do you have children?
Got 5.
What's their age range?
My youngest is 6, my oldest is
Why do we
23.
care?
What is your highest level of education?
Why
I have a master's degree in human resources management. I'm currently working on my doctorate in higher education leadership.
How are you employed?
I work at the Tennessee State University.
And what is your position?
I'm the Director of Stewardship and Donor Relations.
I'm holding up what's marked as State's Exhibit number 2.32. Can you see this from where you're sitting?
Yes,
Do you recognize the person in this photograph?
yes.
Who is it?
It's Mindi. Mindi Kassotis.
How did you know Mindi?
Mindi was my best friend, aunt to my children, and godmother to my daughter.
Do you recall when you first met?
We met on the first day of our new jobs as post-college graduates in 2006 at Gibson, Dunn & Crutcher.
What kind of company is that?
It's a law firm.
What was your job and what was her job?
We were both legal secretaries. She supported a partner and 2 associates. I supported an of counsel and 2 first-year associates.
Do you recall the last time you worked with me?
Yes, it was in October of 2022.
Is there anything unusual about that conversation?
No, we conversed the same as we had been for a few years through text messaging. She was excited to be getting over that hump of the situation that they had been in. She was looking forward to getting back to life, to coming to see me and the kids because she felt like she had missed so much.
How often would you speak with Mindi?
Every day that she could.
Did you discuss important issues in each of your lives?
Yes, we did.
Did you share confidences together?
Yes, we did.
Did you trust her?
Yes,
Did she trust you?
absolutely.
Do you recognize the defendant in the courtroom?
Yes.
How do you recognize him?
Nick Kassotis. My kids called him Uncle Nick.
When was the first time you met him?
It was shortly after him and Mindi had started dating. We had dinner with my husband. She was so excited. She really thought that she had found her partner.
When you had dinner with them, where was that?
This was in Virginia. I believe it was that time that we may have gone back to their house after we had the kids with us and we had a bonfire and they roasted marshmallows.
So it was their residence?
Yes,
Whereabout in
in
Virginia?
Alexandria.
Do you recall when Mindi got married?
Yes, I do.
Were you a participant of her wedding?
I was matron of honor.
Did Mindi describe to you the background of the defendant?
Yes, Nick is Navy JAG, I believe Boston University, JD, very well accomplished, great family. He was no longer in military service. He had moved to the private sector, was working for a computer company, I believe Microsoft, on very top-level confidential software.
Now, you mentioned that Mindi was excited because she felt like she was about to get over the hump.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I was advised by Mindi that her and Nick were part of some sort of security breach that they needed to go into hiding for their own protection.
Did she go into any detail?
Not until the end, when she told me that the reason they had been on the run was because apparently Nick's parents weren't his real parents. Something about him, being taken away as a child. He was the son of diplomats. It was a wild story.
Do you recall the last time you spoke with Mindi?
Yes.
Roughly when would that have been?
Second week in October of 2022.
And what did Mindi tell you during that conversation?
That she was ready to come home.
What about her physical condition?
She had told me that she was pregnant.
Did she know the sex?
No,
Did she know the due date?
no.
I'm showing you now what's marked as State's Exhibit number 2.1. You read that?
Yes,
What is it?
it's an Instagram message between myself and Nick Kassotis.
And is this a fair and accurate copy of the actual Instagram message that you received?
Yes, it is.
Well, I'll tender it this time State's Exhibit number 2.51.
I just need to look at it for a moment. No objection, Your Honor.
If you would read to the jury the text involved in
Nick says, "Are you available for me to call?" I respond, That's always available. Don't ever have to ask.
You?
Yes, he called me.
And you spoke with him?
I did speak.
You
with him.
recognized his voice?
I absolutely did.
Tell the jury how that conversation went.
He was crying. He said that Mindi was gone, that he didn't know what happened. He apologized, saying he wished he could have protected her more, and that he was so sorry for her not being here anymore. I asked him, what about the baby? He said, oh, we lost the baby. But he sounded really upset.
Was there any discussion about cremation?
No, there was no discussion. The first conversation that we had, he said he didn't know what was going on. He said that they would perform tests over the weekend and he would let me know as soon as he heard something. He called me that Monday to tell me that she had passed because of a massive stroke that he said was hereditary on her father's side.
What about funeral arrangements?
No funeral arrangements. I asked him every single time I talked to him if he needed help with any type of arrangements or if I needed to come down to be with him to help him with things.
Is that the last time you spoke with him?
Yes.
That's all the questions I have.
You can have a seat, ma'am. Mr. Weinstein may have some questions.
I forgot about that part. I'm
Okay.
just so ready to go.
No problem.
Good morning, Ms. Nguyen. I'm Doug Weinstein. I'm representing Mr. Kassotis. I'll be brief this morning. You testified that you and Mindi were best friends, correct?
Yes.
Y'all could talk truthfully to each other, correct?
Yes.
When Mindi told you that they had security watching over them and they had to be in hiding, you believed her, correct?
Yes.
You had no reason to not believe her.
No.
When Mindi told you she was pregnant, you believed her then as well.
I absolutely did.
Had Mindi lied to you before?
Nope, nothing I'm aware of.
When Nick called you, you said he was crying, correct?
Yes, he was.
Terribly upset.
He sounded so.
And he wished he could have protected her more.
That's what he said.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Okay.
You should be excused.
She can.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nguyen.
John, the next witness will be testifying virtually.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this time we're going to have some video testimony. It will be live, correct?
Yes.
It's by WebEx. And you will consider this testimony just like you would any other witness, as if the witness had appeared and testified personally. So we'll proceed with the WebEx testimony.
I told him it would be 10:30, so I'm sure he'll be on soon.
I think what I'll do is I'll let the jury just step out for a minute and we'll make sure that the witness is available. Jury's out, please be seated.
Dang it! Streamer's not gonna put it up. Oh, there it goes. That was a good one, just because. That was good. That was good. I love it. I love it. What? Spike? You know what I love the best about the remake of The Omen? Is that Mia Farrow plays the nanny. I think that was brilliant. Whoever did the casting for that movie was brilliant. That they made Mia Farrow the nanny in the reboot of The Omen. That was amazing. She did a good job too. That was great. I will never watch Rosemary's Baby again, though. I saw it once, that was enough. The last scene. I don't ever want to see that again in my life. I think that one and The Exorcist are two movies I don't ever want to see again.
Yeah.
I confirm we can hear you.
I guess we can fast forward through this.
Mr. West, can you hear me?
Oh wait, are they ready?
Can you say something? I don't hear you.
I think he's muted.
He's not muted.
I guess the jury's coming back in. They must have fixed it. But now The Omen I love. I mean, I like the other ones too. They're one and done movies for me. But The Omen's a really good movie, and the remake is a really good movie too. So, I mean, no one can really fill Gregory Peck's shoes, but it was Gregory Peck, right? In the original? And Liev Schreiber was in the remake. I can't remember who played his wife. I want to say Jennifer Garner, but now I gotta look it up.
All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, Mr. McConnell, I understand we have a witness who will appear virtually by WebEx. If you would please call the witness.
State calls Joe West.
Mr. West, please raise your right hand and take the oath.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Would you state your name, please?
Sure, my name is Joseph G. West.
Where do you live?
I live in Fairfax Station, Virginia, a suburb of Washington, D.C.
Do you have health issues that make it difficult for you to travel?
Unfortunately, yes, I'm being treated by, I'm under watchful supervision of a cardiologist for what has been described as an aneurysm of my ascending aorta. So that's my current situation.
How are you employed?
I am a retired partner of the law firm of Gibson, Dunn and Crutcher. Retired meaning I retired from the equity partnerships 7 years or so ago, but I continue to be employed by the firm ever since.
What was your position in the firm?
I was a partner, an equity partner in the firm, and chairman of the firm's government contracts practice.
And are you an attorney?
Yes, I am an attorney. For 48 years, I've been practicing law.
Would you please describe for the jury the practice of Gibson and Dunn?
Well, Gibson Dunn is a major international law firm, and we've got over 2,000 lawyers, I believe, in 22 offices in 7 or 8 countries. I lose track of the numbers. But the firm does primarily work for major corporations across the board, corporate deals, tax, litigation of all sorts, counseling, and my government contracts practice is a small element of what the firm does.
How long have you been affiliated with Gibson and Dunn?
Since May of 2004, so a little over 21 years.
And as an attorney, have you received awards and distinctions while you were employed with Gibson and Dunn?
Yeah, I've been fortunate to have been recognized in a number of different ways. Maybe the one I'm proudest of is by an organization called Martindale Huddle, which used to, until the digital age, put out books tracking, and then listing all the lawyers that were members of the bar in the various states. It's now all digital, and one of the things they've done for the past 34 years is do a peer rating of lawyers, and for every one of those 34 years, I've received the highest rating that they offer, called an AV Preeminent. And the reason why I'm proud of that is it recognizes the highest level of professional excellence in legal knowledge, communication skills, and ethical standards. And it's done by peers, by your fellow attorneys and judges. So all the different things, in addition to various magazines and publications, rating me and things like that, which I could go into if you want more detail. But I might bore everybody if we do that. But that's the one I'm proudest of, in terms externally, life.
Mr. West, do you know Mindi Mebane?
Yes, I do. I knew Mindi. She worked for me for a number of years as my legal assistant in the Gibson Dunn Washington D.C. office.
Roughly when did she work with your practice?
If I remember correctly, it was from about 2007 or 8 to about 2016. I'm a little hazy on the start date because at that time a new administrative assistant who come into the firm and be part of a, basically a floater pool until they eventually got assigned to an attorney's desk. So I'm not sure when Mindi got to the firm, but I believe she started working for me around 2008, 7 or 8. And I know she was there for sure in 2009, but I believe it was 2 years earlier than that.
Did you get to know her well?
As well as one normally does, yeah, their assistants. Maybe I got to know her a little better than most because she and I were on, she liked to talk politics and other issues, and we got into a lot of debates about politics because we were maybe on different ends of the political spectrum. It was, I remember a lot of interesting discussions with her. Plus, she was always looking for, new opportunities and knowledge about things, and she was working on her master's degree, and we would talk about that sort of thing. I got to know about her family, and she loved talking about her family, particularly her little brother, who was a baseball player, who's probably bigger than I am right now. We had a really good relationship over the time she was there, and I was sorry to see her go, but I knew she was going on to bigger things when she left.
Did Mindi get married while she was working with your firm?
I don't think so. I think she got, again, I'm hazy on this, but I think she got married after she left. That's the best of my recollection.
Do you recall the name of the person she married?
Yes, Nicholas Kassotis.
Did you ever have an opportunity to meet her husband?
I believe I met Nick at least one time in the office when Mindi brought him by the office. This is after I think this is after she had left and was working in a different position downtown. But it could have been while she was still working for me. I honestly don't remember, but I believe I met Nick one time in the office.
Lauren, I want him to see State's Exhibit number 2.42.
Is there a manner to not publish, Your Honor, to the jury while I present it on the screen, or how?
I'm not sure.
So you don't want to publish to the jury?
If we could simply turn off the presentation mode, that would turn him off as well, correct?
If I take it out, take it out of WebEx mode, he won't be able to see anything.
Can we maybe just show it to counsel and see if he has an objection? I don't want to publish before it's tendered to counsel.
Thank you. I have no objection.
Then is it okay with you if I cut it again?
Yes, you can.
So I'm tendering at this time State's Exhibit number 2.42.
It is submitted without objection.
Now can he see it?
It should be up on the screen.
Do you see, Mr. West, Exhibit 2.42?
I see a tiny little exhibit in the corner. I think I know what it is, and I think I have a hard copy of it in my hand. If you tell me what it is, I'll confirm it. Because I can't read what's there. I don't want to mess with my screen and see if I can blow it up.
Describe what you think I'm talking about.
It was a copy of an email. Hold on a second. Well, I've got two things here that it may be. I'm trying to stretch my view of what's there on the screen. I know I provided a copy of an email that I had received in December of 2022. That's not it. The only other thing it might be is a copy of the subpoena for trial.
No, it's
because it looks like it could be that as well.
It's an email dated December 19th, 2022 from Nicholas Kassotis to you.
Okay, yeah, I've got that in front of me here, a hard copy in my office.
And do you recall what that email said?
Sure. The email basically said that, I can read it. It says, "Hi, Joe, I'm sorry to reach out multiple times at work for personal matters. Is it possible to speak in the near future? And thank you, Nick Kassotis," and he left a phone number.
Did you later call that number?
Yes, I did.
And describe the conversation that took place.
I believe I called the same day I got this email, which is on or about December 19th. It says on here it was a Monday. I called, and Nick told me that he said, "Bad news. I need to tell you, Mindi passed away." And he advised me that she had gone into the hospital for, I don't remember what reason. My recollection is that he said she went in on Saturday, and overnight into Sunday, became septic and died of a very bad infection.
What?
Was there any discussion about a funeral?
No, there was no discussion about a funeral, but there was a discussion about a memorial service. He had mentioned that he was hoping to get back to DC sometime after the new year and have a memorial service, and he wanted to be sure to invite me to it.
Were you subsequently invited to any memorial service?
No, I was not, and that was the last, communication I believe I had. I'm not sure I had with Mr. Kassotis about Mindi.
After receiving this email, what did you do with it? I filed it, and it's automatically archived in our firm archives for a period of time anyway. Quite frankly, more or less forgot about it for a couple of months anyway. I think that's all I can remember that I did with it. Did you forward it to anyone?
I did at one point. At some point about
Why would you contact the ex-employer to tell them that she died?
6 months later, I was contacted by a member of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and who wanted to interview me, and I subsequently forwarded that email, I believe at that point, to a member of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation named Tracy Sands.
Thank you. That's all the questions that I have.
No question, Sean. All right,
May he be excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. West. There's no cross-examination. Have a good day. Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Take care.
That is bizarre. How does it get more bizarre?
All right. And I believe that's it. Is that correct?
What the fuck?
If I could see counsel for just a moment at the bench. Is that correct, Ms. Warren?
That's accurate, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much.
That was all. Thank you, sir.
What, we're going to lunch now? Okay, guys. Okay. Be back at 1. Dang. Okay, guys. This just keeps getting more and more and more bizarre. Why would you even? It's just more nails in his coffin. Why would you even do that? This is a former employer. I mean, so what if they may have been friendly with one another? So what if he met him? Like, he didn't even marry her until after she quit working for him. Why would you do that? So now he has this email that he's forwarded to the GBI. So now another person gets to testify that he lied. And he's a lawyer. I mean, both of them are lawyers. I don't understand this at all. None of this makes sense. What is wrong? Did he have like a traumatic brain injury or something that we don't know about? What is wrong with this man? Or, Judy posited that maybe he had DID and really is Jim McIntyre. And he doesn't know what Jim McIntyre's doing. Maybe. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Because when you have DID, you don't know what your other personalities are doing. It's the only thing that makes sense. Because none of this makes sense. I don't know. So, I don't know. Like, I've not seen Fight Club. Okay. Well, we will resume at 1 o'clock. I will see you guys then. Have a wonderful lunch. And if you're not going to make it back, remember, be kind to people, love your family, and Jesus loves you, and so do I. Thanks for coming out, guys. I will see you at 1. Bye.